Off the coast of Narooma, south of Sydney, are lobsters, oysters and abalone. Commercially, they sell for hundreds of dollars a kilo. But Keith Nye and Wayne Carberry say they aren't fishing commercially. They're collecting seafood for their families, just as their Aboriginal ancestors did. Strict fishing limits, they say, shouldn't apply to them. But for Nye, as a repeat offender, that attitude has meant jail. He was caught with 75 abalone rather than the 10 a day he's allowed under the law. He was sent to prison for more than a year.
I just looked at the judge, said to myself, "You are kidding, ain't you?" And the judge virtually just didn't even look at me.
Authorities say limits are necessary to protect stocks and ensure fishing is sustainable for commercial fishermen who pay big fees for licences. What's in dispute is whether strict limits should apply to Aboriginal people whose ancestors have gathered fish here for thousands of years. Wayne Carberry feels the strict limits have compromised his identity.
It's our culture to be able to go and practice what we were taught as a very young age.
Carberry was caught with too many abalone 3 years ago. He was initially prosecuted, but when his lawyer brought up his native title cultural rights, the charges were dropped.
They have a right to take those fish. It's a legally protected right. And so on the legal front, they're just doing what they're entitled to do.
Andrew Nye does have a commercial licence. He pays nearly $15,000 a year to fish and sell prawns. But as an Aboriginal man, he resents that.
We should not be paying for something that belongs to us. And we shouldn't. You know, if that's our resource, why should we be paying money for it?
With the legal case, Indigenous Australians have now, in effect, won the right to small-scale cultural fishing. But they think they should be allowed to sell fish too. Keith Nye admits he has sometimes sold abalone on the black market. Protesters say that trade should be legal.
At the end of the day, we want to be part of that commercial industry, instead of being made out to be the criminals, I suppose.
Indigenous communities around here suffer from chronic levels of unemployment. Fishing for profit, they say, would help tackle that and protect their culture. Andrew Thomas, Al Jazeera, Narooma, Australia.